What is up, everybody, and welcome back to SwiftySportSA, where you join me on that cast off talk show again. It's been a very long time and I'm sorry for that. I've let the ball slip, but it's good to be back on the channel. Life kind of happened, so here we are. We're going to kick it off today with a short video. Basically, it was time to do a few more car mods, and the big question out there is, for a lot of people, resonator delete or muffler delete. So before we get into what I have done and just to show you my findings, let's just touch base here. What is the difference, the basics out there between a resonator and a muffler? So in a nutshell, they basically do the same thing. They are both designed to lower certain sounds. So a resonator tends to be a thinner, longer looking baffle, whereas a muffler seems to be quite a chunky boy. The difference being that a muffler is designed to lower sound across all frequencies. If you know a little bit about sound, obviously you've got your low frequencies, your mid frequencies, your high frequencies, and everything in between. So a muffler is designed to lower all of those levels. And obviously a lot of engineering has gone into that from your manufacturer on your stock exhaust. Now on your exhaust, you may find one resonator or two resonators. Basically, a resonator is designed to lower sound level as well, but for certain frequencies. So you might find short ones, you might find long ones. They are all designed to eliminate certain frequencies coming from your engine, together with the muffler at the very end, which lowers all together, the entire level altogether. So why would people want to remove these? Well, there are sound restrictors, and it's always a big decision. Do I remove the muffler? Do I remove the resonator? So I decided to remove the resonator. I did a resonator delete. And now the reason I did this for my personal situation is my car came from the previous owner with a Remus back box. Now these are quite valuable mufflers or back boxes, and I didn't want to just cut this off. I have heard what my little Suzuki sounds like with the muffler completely cut off, and it's very loud. It's got a very nice bassy tone, but it's very, very loud, and I don't think dialing that, I don't know if I would be able to live with that, especially on the highway, etc., on the freeway. So the next step for me was to rather do a resonator delete, and I decided to go and cut off my resonator, which, remember, is designed to eliminate certain frequencies. So this is just a short video on what I've done. The sound that I achieved, it will be very different. Everybody's car is different, every model is different, and even my model, if you're a Suzuki ZC32S owner yourself, I wouldn't do a direct comparison to mine, as I'll explain later as to why my setup might be different to yours. Let's get stuck into the video. Cool guys, so as you can see, I'm a happy boy there with my car on the lift, and yeah, the big reveal was that we were going to do a resonator delete. I went through to Kyalami Exhaust, based in Kyalami, and they did such an amazing job for me. So if you take a look here, you would notice, you might even be thinking, if you've got the same car as me, what the f***? So you will notice two resonators here, and the reason for this is that a little while ago, I've done a video on this. If you haven't seen it, we did a catalytic converter delete, a cat delete. Once doing the cat delete, we weren't happy with the sound of the vehicle. It became very, very tinny and obnoxious, very raspy, and not like fun raspy, like a rally car or sporty car. It just sounded silly. So here we have the standard resonator that comes on the Suzuki Swift Sports. So we decided that day as a quick fix to install a free-flowing resonator to follow that one, which eliminated that irritating raspiness that I did not like on the day. And it worked. It really, really worked. But it made the car only ever so slightly louder after doing the decat. So the level wasn't where I wanted it, but the tone was right. So remember, a decat gives you that rally kind of feel. So I was very happy after adding this second free flow silencer or resonator. Here we are, a couple years later, it's time to modify the car again. So we decided to do a resonator delete as discussed. So we decided to remove the factory resonator. It cannot really handle the free-flowing exhaust gases anymore since we've done the decat. So we decided to eliminate it, knowing, based on my car, a 4-cylinder Japanese 1.6 liter engine, knowing what these would sound like based on YouTube videos and reviews. So we went ahead and we chopped this guy out, as you can see here. We've removed the entire exhaust here. Obviously that is the section by the headers where the cat would have connected. That is a new downpipe with a flange waiting. And here you can see my exhaust sitting on the ground. We had already cut off the previous. You can see where the guys had cut off the old factory resonator. You can see here where the guys were retaining the piece before the factory resonator, which would have sat here on the left. So we're just mounting this in place, and before they went ahead and did their fabricating work. So here you can see we kept the free-flowing aftermarket resonator. I do like the sound of what this did and what this eliminates, so we decided to keep that. Otherwise this would virtually be a straight pipe, okay, before hitting my muffler. So we kept this just to help a little bit. Moving along, here you can see from the other angle where the guys had cut here and simply cut here, waiting for basically a straight pipe to fill in that gap. And here we go. This is when the guys had just temporarily test fitted the pipe just with a couple welds before they took off the entire exhaust again to go and really seal it and weld it up properly, obviously leaving no gaps. This is what the end product became. And so yeah, of course we lowered the vehicle off the stand, off the ramp, and let's get stuck into what it sounds like. My thoughts, let me know in the comments what you think, but yeah, let's get stuck into it. So this is what it's like from inside the cabin with the windows closed in third gear. So here a bit of raspiness here at 3000 and then it goes away. And now we're back to the usual sound that we had before, but just a little bit louder. So there is a little raspiness between, I'd say, 2.5 to 3000 revs. Let's head on off here from this traffic light with the windows down so we can get an idea. Cool, so this is with the windows down. Will be a little raspy. Not too bad. I mean, I'm not pushing the car. It's got quite a rally rally sound to it, and it goes away quite quickly. I like it, and it's a lot louder than before. So here you have it, guys. A bit of a semi-cold start. It wasn't quite the cold start I was expecting. It was a little bit later on in the morning. You can definitely hear it's a lot. There's a bit more of a bassy growl at the bottom of it, and immediately on the start, it's definitely louder. As you saw from the before footage on revving, okay, there's a huge sound difference. So you could definitely tell what the two resonators together were doing. Now revving it, you can hear it's a lot louder, and it's definitely got a bit of raspiness to it. But now I don't mind this. I think this is actually quite cool, and I do think it's very unique to Japanese cars. Your Civics, your Toyotas, your Suzukis, you know, especially 4-cylinder motors, whether it's a 1600 or a 2-liter engine, they tend to do have a bit of a raspiness. But now this is for the Suzuki ZC32S owners out there with the same model as mine. I would like to say that if you did a resonator, let's say you have a stock exhaust system, if you did a resonator delete like mine, removing the factory resonator, I can almost guarantee it will not be as raspy or as rally, as I like to call it, as my setup. The reason mine has gone quite higher in pitch is because of that Remus back box. That Remus back box has got its own unique sound to it. It was always a little bit tinny on my setup, but it's because of that Remus back box. So I'm gonna live with this. I love it. I mean, it puts a huge smile on my face, and whatever puts the biggest smile on your face is always the most important. So I'm gonna live with this for a while, get used to it, enjoy it, you know, the ralliness, the raciness to this. But we definitely have a plan going forward if we wanna keep this level of loudness, but if we wanna drop that tone, that pitch a little bit, we've got a plan where unfortunately we are going to have to cut off the Remus muffler or back box, and we are going to design a setup possibly with 2 smaller back boxes which will help with that pitch, a custom setup basically, but I'm not concerned with that yet. So let me know what you think. You've heard the startup, you've heard the revving, a bit of driving. I will do proper videos on the driving note of it. My findings, it's a little bit raspy between 2,500 to 3,000 revs, and it's such a short span. It's quite cool how it changes through the rev range. And then once after 3,000, 3,500, the car pretty much sounds the same, just a little bit louder. There's one other thing I have noticed is just coasting slowly, like through traffic or approaching a standstill. There's definitely this bassy tone that now appears that was not there before. I always felt that the car, yes, it's a 4-cylinder, but I've always felt that this car's lacked a bit of a bassy tone at the bottom, and it's there now. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. It might not be for everybody. I went with a resonator delete and probably a custom muffler in the future, not a muffler delete. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought, and as always guys, thank you for watching, thanks for the support. I know it's been a long time, and as always, please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my uploads. Cool, thanks guys.